I feel like things don't excite me the way they used to, or at least they don't excite me as long as they used to. And what also doesn't necessarily happen is like a lot of the people I used to look up with are either very old or dying, or just coming from, they are from a different age, and I feel like the solutions aren't really all that great anymore. There's like not really something where I believe I can say that I am very interested, and like even like the aura of famous people has faded. I think there are still some where you can be like, oh wow, this is kind of a cool dude, but then it kind of fades away, because then you see like, oh, these are mortal people just like me. Some of them have it a little better than other people or whatever. I don't feel that it's necessary for people to be like super poor or whatever, but there's like really not necessarily all that much to be you know, mad about, or you know, there might be some things where you could be like, okay, that's not good, but like I think people tend towards being in a state of discontent, and the reason they are in a state of discontent is because we evolved that way. We are novelty seeking. We want variety and novelty, and a lot of things don't in the long run turn out to be very novel, or they might become repetitive, and then you want to go and do something else, leaving things behind. But like even like travel, I can't imagine a reason why I would go out and travel anymore. There's like no upsides to it. Especially since, like, you know, why do people travel? So they can show off, you know, that they've been a place. You know, at some point it's like I can look up a picture. Does it matter that I've been there? I know what it's going to look like. In the past it might have been cool because the image quality was so crap that you know, you had to go there to really get it. Now I can look in like 4K Google Street View and get basically the same thing from the comfort of my home. And then other things, of course, become very important, like the mind, intellect, ideas, coming up with new ideas. But at some point, even that is going to, you know, be finite. It's going to be finite, and then what then? There's like no ladder to climb. There's no leveling up in any way. People always want to level up and expand, or maybe that's just a gaming mindset. I don't know. I do believe that is kind of the way, and not everyone can always be leveling up and expanding, which causes like a lot of friction. And even then, what are you going to do then with your life? I don't want to talk about, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about 20-year-old TV shows, or things that have already been done before. You can see this happening with a lot of I do believe a lot of those, justice movements are usually, you have the cancel culture, of course, with things where things are being cancelled that are pretty new, that is different than with something. Sometimes I'm like looking at that, and are they just trying to, is it just a marketing scheme where they're trying to like revamp interest in old TV shows so they don't need to remake and come up with new ones? Like, I like Pokemon. I like that Pokemon is still a thing. I like that Pokemon has its space and its place. I like seeing Pikachu every once in a while. I still have my Pokemon cards. I like Pokemon, but I don't feel like I need to watch the 575th episode of Pokemon. No, we're probably at 5 millionth episode, but like season wise, 575. I think that's where we're at currently. I don't know. I want something new. I have so much things, and I'm always stacking and adding to the thing that I've already done, and then it's expanding and creating new things, and there's so many people that are doing the exact same thing. I think I made a calculation. If there are 1 million artists and they make 10 images a day, now 10 images might actually be high. I think some artists told me they make a image a day. But there's also people who make video clips a day, or like a long podcast form or whatever. It doesn't, that's of course, that's even separate. That's not the ones that I'm talking image makers. If 1 million people make 10 images a day, that's 10 million images a day. That's 3,650,000,000 images a year. Like, try standing out in the sea of that, especially with the fact that you can play a game and that it already exists, and that there are artists that do different types of things, and then music and a whole lot of other stuff. That just means that people are just constantly producing things, and you can't, especially now. I am currently creating art just by fractals, and I can see where I'm going and how things are going to combine, and I've already made worlds with the fractal meshes. You know, at some point it's going to become really really like redundant. I can set up like 50 server computers that each have a different game on it, and that is just, you know, playable by people, and see which one that is going to do well, and have it all have their team, and then stick something. But how many game developers are out there? I do believe there's probably not extremely much game developers out there. I believe there are varieties of different things out there. Yeah, and I'm again being a target for like people that try to, you know, bring me down. Of course, they're trying to bring me down, and they're like going to, you know, they try to play the privilege card, like oh, it's like you have to be, you win the lottery, because otherwise, like, I really think it's bullshit. I think making, you know, there is like a hurdle. I don't think making some money is really hard. I just, like, I can start and go and get a job now, and like start as a second job, and I have a lot of connections. I have a product to sell. I have so many things that can go one way or the other. Twitter is going up. My stats are going up. Probably they're gonna be going down tomorrow again. I know the drill. You know, I really don't feel like being successful is like winning the lottery at all. Like I don't. You know, it's all relative. It's all like how you look at it. Like, if someone is like a house builder and likes building houses, you know, and that's what they like doing, and then they hang out with friends and family in the evening, and they have their money, they have their house, like, and they go to back to building the houses, and that's what they like, and then in the weekends they might get a little drunk. But to me, that's a lot, way too like repetitive. It's too repetitive to like constantly be doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like I need to, I like using my minds and my brain. I like deconstructing things. I like deconstructing machines. I like to deconstruct reality, physics. I like to deconstruct humans and the mind. I like to deconstruct anything that is deconstructible, and I like variety and learning new things and combining things in creative and novel ways. I don't like politics. I hate it. It's very annoying to me. There's a lot of really shitty and really dumb people out there. There's like those kinds of people that like there's like you. Can you please be a little nuanced or like understand that people like I always come from a frame. I don't know jack shit. I don't know, you know, I might be wrong. I can only state some certain things with some sort of certainty because of experience or having learned something. But even then, you know, if something really is like different than how I perceive it, it's okay to me. But then there's also like narcissists and psychopaths and gaslighters that like feel the need to then, you know, use that idea as like a way to like, you know, it becomes an excuse to then go around. And it's also, I think it's part of their boredom or people's boredom in general, that they have to be like so going around and trying to, you know, cause problems for everyone. And sometimes the you know, the things that people see as problems aren't really the problem, and it's also confusing, and it's also it's annoying in some way. I don't want to ramble on about that for too long. It's very like the thing is that I understand and I see the different perspectives, and in life you have to move forward. No matter what, there's no going backward. There's no going back in time, and so I understand. But then it's the hard-headed know-it-alls with like zero intelligence that are like going around and then think like I know it all, and don't have that same perspective of like I might be wrong, or like things might be nuanced and that need to like always be right, and there's like some really cringy. And the thing is, I don't want to be one of those people who tries to change the world either, because well, those are the worst people of them all. And secondly, if I look at it, it's also annoying to just it doesn't work in general, because problems always arise. Once you solve one problem, the next one is going to pop up, because we're always in a state of disarray and needing to have something to bitch and complain about. And the lesser problems people have that are really serious, the more they start to blow out of proportion ideas that are like or things like oh my god, how do you say it? Like I think I don't care if someone's a transgender. I don't care if someone's gay. But I do believe like if you call someone gay or there's or like a black guy the N-word, I don't currently feel the need. I feel like people shouldn't. I feel like I have the right to use the N-word if I so please. I don't feel like currently, as I am speaking right now, to use that word, because it would be redundant. There's no point in it. But if I listen to music and that word is like repeated a million times, if I then go and say that because I'm, you know, you can't claim that I'm a racist because I like a black artist and then use the same words that they are using because I like their music, right? Like that would be some that like stuff like that is some of the most redundant and stupid idea that I that is like, so ideas like that are like things that really like you're just sitting there and like, can you please like and also like the reason I would actually use that word and go around using it is to like differentiate between the idiots that can't differentiate between people's actions and their words. If you are there sitting there and I, whatever words it might be, if I say something that you for some reason interpret as whatever it might be, disregarding whatever that is already out there, there might be some new thing tomorrow that is like, oh, this is so offensive right now because why, because you used it, and like, you know, you give meaning to word. I would believe that you would have to look at the person themselves before you know, if you go now, of course, in media or in the public eye, there sometimes isn't a lot of room for nuance. If you go around doing or saying things that people might interpret as offensive, they are going to interpret it as offensive because they might not have the time or the mental capacity, or just they might in general not be really inclined to or have different things to do that, so that they will not be able to understand the subtleties and nuances. Just like everyone has had physics in high school. I started quantum physics when I was 21. I had some, I listened to documentaries and all sorts of other things earlier, but I can imagine, I actually can't imagine even currently not knowing physics at all. I can't imagine that there are people that don't know anything about physics other than elementary physics, and even then, if I look at people that has those same classes as me, they don't necessarily, it didn't stick. I don't remember everything. Like when I revisited math and all those things and got back to it, it's not like I didn't remember, but it became kind of hard in some way or another. So I can imagine, even though it had only been like 5 years, I can imagine if someone went out of high school and didn't do anything math related for like 10 years, that they have to start all over again, and they might know a little bit, but like it wouldn't stick in any way or other. So if I then go like talk about quantum physics, it might be very difficult for them. But then again, you look at like the numbers of views that a lot of those things get, and I just don't know how much of it is real and how much of it is fake, and how much things do people really know. And sometimes people pretend to know things that they really don't. Like, I understand quantum physics at a pretty profound level, I would say. I probably compared to the most of the human population, I have a fairly large notion. Like when I started out, starting talking about Richard Feynman or Dirac, or I think any quantum physicist would be like, oh, that's like elementary stuff. But like, the in some way or not, I think if you are still stuck at like Susskind or Brian Greene, or like any of the main popular guys, and not like the guys that they learned from, and then even then even further down the line, I'm you know, Hilbert, like who I never even heard in high school. Who was David Hilbert? I don't know. Like a lot of those people never come up, but I know them I know them by head. Everything that is on that board is like stuff that I just wrote. Now, of course, that's not a very full description, and a board is pretty small, and I feel like I can write a lot more down, but like even like obscure things like quantum consciousness and well, of course PBS is popularizing those things, and there are other things as well, but like how many people know what a harmonic oscillator is, and in conjunction with all the other things that I know, there's not many people that know that, and where does it lead to, and what, you know, I don't understand my own intelligence even. I've deconstructed the brain. I know everything about neurology. I know all the brain parts, the structures. I know about rotation. I even studied robotics. Like how many people are out there that learned all those things? There are probably, you know, quite a few, as I am guessing. It's not like that, like I'm a dime a dozen. That's definitely not true, or in any way. I do believe that I have a very diverse set of skills and things that I know, but like the older I get, the more I realize how many things I don't know and how many things that other people know, and that like well, I kind of trailed off from you know, the whole thing where I was before. I don't remember where I trailed over exactly, but like if you have to shoot people down based on what they say, then, and you aren't looking at the person themselves, you're kind of like already, I feel like definitely nowadays, right now, I wouldn't, you know, there are lines where I go like, this is a line that you have crossed, and that you know, you're probably not going to you know, go past in whatever way. And where I might draw the line and be like, okay, you know, enough is enough. It's just those people that have to be so radical about everything, and that, you know, can't see any sort of nuance, or can't calm down and think like, maybe this person didn't think what I think they thought, or they didn't, you know, the unnuanced ways of thinking that I find very annoying in people, and the framing, the accusatory thing, people, like those people that just feel like that's the way to go, and that's all they do all day. Like, I'm tired of those people. Like, can you yeah, they go about going after people in like this way where they actually become the thing that they are trying to fight, right? That's like, so they're like, they see like something that they perceive as an injustice, and then unjustly start to persecute someone because they believe in that this person somehow or some way represents a thing that they might not even actually be, but they just have deemed this person to be that way, and then they have to go around persecuting that person for those reasons, and then you're like, what? Why? Like, calm down. Now, of course, you know, and that's also where the you know, the ambiguousness and the you try to be mild because you feel like you don't want to be, you know, that guy or that person that's just like, you know, you don't want to be them, right? You don't want to be the person that they are being, or you know, act the way they do because you understand the nuance. But then there's of course a point where you're going to be like, I'm about where you're so that's annoying. Why there are people that they deal with stuff like that, even though I think most people that are even mildly famous, you know, and I can already, you know, see them coming or whatever. I had it with like, I call people's ads garbage ads. I get sick and tired of companies trying to advertise to me, especially like fast food chains, like really low class, you know, low life people that like people with their bullshit, and just like try to, you know, need to have like fear tactics involved in order to sell their product, and it's like it gets annoying. And then you get that when you're like making ads about art, like some piece of art that's like out there, and then they complain that it's like a garbage ad, and you're like, laugh if my YouTube advertising and the stuff on Facebook was just that, just like artists, like it doesn't matter that it's not good or whatever, but like if they just promote their art, like that would make my scrolling experience, it's already what my feed looks like anyway. I might discover a new artist that I never heard of before. It would be amazing to see happen, and see their piece of art, and if I don't like it, okay, it's like a piece of art that I don't like. But I don't want, I literally know that there are companies that I no longer buy from, that I no longer go to their restaurants, or that I go to, I don't need anything anymore from them because of how much they shoved their product day in day out down my throat. Like, they're garbage. Like, stop spamming me with your stupid shit. Like, give more artists who advertise. Like, ban companies from advertising. Only make it artists, and make sure that those artists are capable of being paid, and that there's like a collaboration in some way or another, that they can sustain themselves and that they can advertise, and then you have this win-win thing, and you don't have to you know, like, I might see through the fingers for something like a cookie, even though I don't want your cookies. I don't want, like, a cookie is, you can like have a snack that's like, okay, I could like see that as like something that is okay to, you know, have every once in a while, but if you have that all the time, you're just trying to get me to be fat and lazy and like fucking another you know, it's like trying to make losers. That's like kind of like the feeling I get. It's like trying to, a lot of those ads are really like trying to get people you know, I don't want to be too harsh because like I don't care about the cookie, but some things are just really, I don't want to be reminded of some companies. Like really, I just get the fuck out of my life. I don't need like some, fuck you and your like army advertising or whatever. Like I don't give a I don't even want to use those words, because when I use those words, the algorithms aren't going to pick it up. They're and then I get like a new stream with like extra more of this, because they register the words but they don't register the context, where I'm saying that I don't want to have that in my stream anymore, and then you get more and more and more and more of that, and it's like, go away, go away. I don't want you in my mind. You are poisoning and, you know, litigating or littering inside my mind. You're filling my mind with your garbage. You know, you are what is the word? You know, the way you like make the environment filthy, or like waste. Like in Dutch there's I know the description in Dutch, but like, yeah, littering is kind of like the word, but like you're filling my cognition with your garbage, with your poison, with your filth. Get it out. I don't want you anymore. I'm not a fucking kid living in the, even in the 90s. Okay, the 90s I can get. It's like the kitschy time of Barbie and whatever, which is also the 80s, of course, and like whatever, and the rise of plastics and stuff like that. But like, we are living in the age of organic foods, healthy foods, okay? No more garbage. Like, and even, you know, in an age where you can't go to the average store anymore for something that is new and exciting, and the only advertisers are becoming that, is like, in fact, if I'm making a movie, if I'm making my movie, I am banning those types of companies. Of course, they have to, you know, if they go to a movie in front, like, I don't care if like someone picks some popcorn and a bottle of sugary drinks. I think every once in a while that can be okay, but I don't feel like I don't need your advertisement anymore. Like, I don't drink you anymore. Like, do you really need to have it be there? I drink water, dude. Water and milk, that's all I need. Even milk is kind of bad, but like, milk, because of the coffee, and coffee is kind of bad, but like, it is what it is. Please stop. I don't want you anymore. I am not poisoning my mind anymore with garbage. I am pro drug though. Free choice. I don't like smoking anymore, or I used to smoke. Quit 6 years ago, or 6 years ago. I think it's free choice. Do what you want, but I do feel like I have the right to filter you out if I so choose. I know you exist, right? I know you exist, so there's no but get off. I will see you when I walk into some certain store or whatever, but I don't feel like I don't need you anymore. I don't want you in my life anymore. If I choose to ban companies out of my mind, I am allowed to ban them out of my mind. Especially when it comes to advertising. Adblock is there for a reason. And I'm sick and tired of the ads. I'm not tired of ads in general. I'm tired of particular ads, and you can't, there's no buttons saying this company no more. They kind of had it on Facebook, but it's like, do I need to constantly be clicking? Like, can't you have like, and I tried even like putting off the personalized ads on Google and everything else, but it stays the same. I need to be capable of having a list of like, if I am going, like, the Google allows me to block whatever company I don't want to be spammed with ads by. Though I can say, bye-bye, I didn't like your ad, now you can't advertise to me anymore. I'm tired of it.